Looks like we found like a secret entrance in here into like Hobbiton or something. Come and play Find the Mice. This thing, he's so busy, look. Oh. What the fuck? He literally came out and I think I scared him because he just went down on all fours like a pancake. Ah, I've spotted one. Hello and welcome to this next episode of Adventures of the Corbs. You join me today in a place called Ilmington, which is just on the edge of the Cotswolds, and currently walking up the big Foxcote Hill at the moment, and we're on our way up to Ebrington Hill, and then we're going to make our way back down to Ilmington. There's quite a few historical points on this walk and a few points of interest, and yeah, come along with me and we'll see what we can find. So there's quite a lot of history to go into once we get back down to Ilmington that we'll pick up on the way back, but for now we are just steadily climbing. And as you can see today, I actually have in my coat, my smock. Amazing. So yeah, so testing this out today. Haven't never worn this on camera before, so this is a first for the channel. There's quite a few rain clouds about, so we're going to play it safe today. Usually I just come out in either a t-shirt or a hoodie. Get absolutely drenched if you've seen my last couple of videos. So we're actually going to take the right path here, so we're going to go down this way. So we're out onto the sort of open fields here. Ilmington is back that way. And yeah, we're going to head and slowly climb up to the top of this hill. It's quite a steady climb, so not too bad at all. So the coat has come off already, less than 5 minutes in. It was raining when I got out of the van, so I was like, I'm not getting caught out in the wet again like I did last time, but at least I've got it on me. But it's in the backpack for now while we climb this hill. Some beautiful sheep on the horizon. You can just about see Ilmington there in the distance. So Ilmington actually gets its name from the Old English of Ilman Dunes, and it actually means the hill of many elm trees in Old English. Unfortunately, as you can see, there are no elm trees, unfortunately, anymore, due to the Dutch elm tree disease that blights this land. And since all the elm trees went, the Ilmington villagers and farmers relied heavily on orchards, and apparently to keep the labourers sweet, as it were, and doing a good job, they used to top up their wages with the local cider produced by those apples. So we just sort of conquered our first hill of this journey. And as you can see, if you look behind, so it's always important to stop and look back. The views are magnificent out there. Hopefully they'll be even better from the top. So we are heading for this gate here, and then we follow the ridge line along, and then you can sort of see where it opens up a bit more there. I believe there is a further summit a little bit further up. Beautiful visual there of a wheat field, I believe. So we're on top of the first, sort of as they call, the edge. So lots and lots of ways to go here. We're heading to the right today. And look back at where we've just come up from. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's glorious views out over there. Let's pop you up a bit. It's like a squirrel convention up here. It's amazing, I've seen about 4 squirrels literally come out of this woodland here. And then you can see the wheat field here. They just got little bits of wheat and grass in their mouths. And now it looks like they're climbing their trees to make a bit of a stash. I don't know, do they eat it? Is it, or do they use it as their nests? I'm not quite sure. If anybody knows, please add a comment. I'd love to know. It's literally just following this straight road really, past those masts there. Really, I've got some beautiful views. Looking out over the counties. So we're not quite at the top point yet, the highest point of Warwickshire, but it's not too far. Carrying on this road, we get to like a farm on top of a hill, and then it's where we take a right turn, but that will actually be the top of Warwickshire, so they say. So this here is actually quite an interesting piece of historical road. So this has always been like an ancient ridgeway that would have been used to get along the hills for our sort of ancient ancestors. It would have been a quick way to get along the escarpment. But also this was used as a Roman road. As you can see, it's pretty straight. So the Romans actually paved it and used it as there to transport troops and goods. And then it was actually a drover's way. So a drover's road where they would take their cattle and their sheep and take them across counties. You've got Worcestershire just over there, Warwickshire over there, Oxfordshire would have been further down that way. And then obviously modern day, here we are, making it into a beautiful public footpath for all of our enjoyment. So those are some big old towers, aren't they? I mean, technically, if you were to climb one of these, then you would then be the top of Warwickshire, I would imagine. But that's definitely not something that I was built to do. I think I'd probably end up bending it as I got a bit closer to the top, and then I'd probably make a lot of people very angry. So we're all made for different things, aren't we? And I'm definitely not made for climbing things like that. Horses for courses and all. So it looks like we're sneaking into this bit of woodland for a bit. Gorgeous looking tree with its roots there. Just popping out onto this this road here. I feel like I've been here before. I am sure I've come out of this gate from up there and walked that way into Ebrington. I'm sure it is. I'm sure I remember the gate. Yes. So yeah, a little while back I did a walk from Hidcote Gardens, the gardens, the National Trust place, to Ebrington, and yeah, we came reverse. We came down this hill, past this absolutely beautiful tree. Loads and loads of pheasants, if I remember rightly, literally just come out of absolutely everywhere. That was like sort of late last summer. But yeah, I just thought that was fascinating. I've literally got footage of me walking down there, loads of pheasants on the right. Absolutely scared me to death. And then I remember stopping and taking a very similar footage of that tree. And there's a beautiful walk actually back down on the road. It wasn't very far, turned left if I believe, to go over some farmland. It was gorgeous. Really nice ridge line actually as well that way as you turn left off the road. Beautiful outlook that you can sort of see in the distance out there. Recommend it. I don't know how much I call that a camera, but he literally came out, and I think I scared him because he just went down on all fours like a pancake. Just thinking, he's so busy, look. Oh. Right, this is a little bit of a trudge coming through here. We are nearing the end now. So here we are at the highest point in Warwickshire. Here we are. So we are going to head down there very shortly. As you can see, it's a big old road. But yeah, so if you were to carry on going down that path there, you would eventually get to Hidcote. And as you can see, you can actually see the Malverns, the furthest ones there, right in the distance. There's Breeden Hill just next to it. Yeah, I think that might be Dumbleton, and you can actually see, just about see, I think that's the Broadway Tower. Pretty sure that's the Broadway Tower there, right in the centre of the screen. Let's try and squish it with my finger about there-ish. Beautiful. So we are now heading down here. It's a bit of a shame that we've come to the highest point, which is Ebrington Hill. As you can see, that is an absolute glorious outlook that way, isn't there? But unfortunately, as you can see, because of the hedgerows, you can't actually see around from there. So yeah, hopefully here you can see, now we've got the drone up, that you can see the 4 counties. So you've got out towards Worcestershire, out towards Warwickshire, out towards Gloucestershire, and then out towards Oxfordshire, which is right in the distance. I do feel like I'm in quite a good place with getting familiar with the local landscape now as well, which is always really, really nice. For anybody who doesn't know, I started walking last September, mostly around the Cotswolds, Warwickshire, a little bit of Worcestershire, just to sort of for a bit of mental health, bit of physical health. But yeah, it's nice to know that you know, I'm coming across some walks that I've done now, you know, a few months later, and I'm getting to know like the local area, and like if I did take that shortcut, I would know where I was going. It's this really, really like nice feeling to know that you're in familiar territory, really. I suppose it's a good point actually to say that if you do like this sort of thing, then do check out the rest of my channel, Adventures of the Corbs. It is completely free, and got lots of walks on there similar to this. So as we're just on this bit of a mundane bit of road, just going to talk a little bit about the Ilmington history and some of the things there, so I don't have to cram it all in at the very end once we get to the village itself. So there's a gentleman who actually lived at the bottom of Foxcote Hill, which is the hill that we climbed up at the very, very start. And his name was Sam Bennett, and he was a bit of a legendary folk musician. And he apparently single-handedly revived the Morris Men in Ilmington, and he used to play the fiddle. And it is known that apparently Henry Ford, who's famous for the Ford car manufacturers, actually flew Mr. Bennett out to the USA just so he could play him some folk music live. Also of worthy fame is a lady called Dorothy Hodgkin. So Dorothy Hodgkin was actually the only lady to have won a Nobel Peace Prize in science. She actually mapped out the structure of penicillin and insulin. So yeah, there's lots of little snippets of like sort of worldwide history that are tucked away in these little villages, and I do try and let you know about them all. So we're just sort of winding down now, as you can see, following this road. I think we do head off shortly to the right somewhere along here. So just as we get to this bend here with the big double gated field, I believe we head off to the right here. There we are, the system works. I think that's Edge Hill there. Here is Edge Hill. Looks very Edge Hill like. Looks like we found like a secret entrance in here into like Hobbiton or something. Right, we're going in. Look out for any pesky highwaymen. Very dense woodland. This is a gorgeous bit of woodland, this. A little bit creepy, but also, yeah, we'll just go with creepy, I think. What the fuck? Look up behind me. Obviously a monk jack or something up there, isn't there? I didn't want to annoy him, just in case they got little ones. Right, let's go. Well, that was a little bit terrifying, wasn't it? Not quite out of the woods yet, literally. Well, this is gorgeous though, isn't it? Still going at it. Right, let's get through the gate quick. Oh. Wow, he's still going. Can Monk Jack Deers open gates? Does anybody know? Now I can only assume we are going down here to come back up, and it looks like we're probably going to have to follow that path there, or road that's going in between those fences. Oh, there's some gaps there, isn't there? Right, I thought we were done with the hills, but evidently not, although it doesn't look like we'll have another cracking view. It's a bit of a tester. Beautiful view of the wood that we just came through, but my God, that's steep. Whew. Nice view out that way as well, but yeah. Oh, let's carry on, shall we? It's not too far now. Made onto a bit flatter land now. Marvellous. Gorgeous tree. So just under a mile to go now until we're back into Ilmington. So just before we sort of hit the road there, the main road that goes into Ilmington, we're actually hanging a left here just to stay off of the road itself. There's a little stile here. That is wobbly as hell. A nice little steady stroll now back into the village where we're going to pick up, hopefully go inside the church. So it looks like it's just come into view there actually. You just see the tower of the Church of St Mary in Ilmington. So just before we get to the church, there is an Ilmington Manor house, which is just up here on our left shortly. And there's a little snippet of history involving the manor, and that's in, oh hello sheeps, how are you? You okay? Just telling the story about the manor. So yeah, so back in 1934, the king at the time, King George V, actually did a Christmas message to the whole of the nation from Ilmington Manor. And he was actually introduced by a Walton Handy, and he was actually backed by the then local village choir. Gorgeous outlook here, haven't you? I'm surprised there isn't like a couple of benches up here, to be honest. There's a hell of a view. So I've just realised that I've actually walked the wrong way. So just where these sheep were hanging out here on the right hand side, I needed to actually go left. I need to be the other side of this fence you see here. So just retracing the old steps. So yeah, apparently there is a path that keeps on going. Ah, there we go. This heads down. I was wondering when we were going to drop down into the village. How you doing, sheeps? You okay? I got lost back there. I did, I went the wrong way. I'm a vegetarian, you're fine. I got lost. I went that way. Just told the lady at the top there, you're okay. No dramas, I know, you're fine. Yeah. How you doing? You okay? Just coming towards you, fella, lady. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely place, isn't it here? Very nice. Beautiful little lambs. Oh, careful now. I'm still watching you. Sheep, you gotta love them. And we're gonna be swinging our left, although there is a little signposty there. I think that might be a little bit too early for us though. Oh no, it's not, no, this is us. This is our stop. Well, this could be interesting. It all seems quite stable. There is a reassuring giant tree there as well. So that was a bit of an adventure in itself. There's a nice little studded stile again. We are now heading this way, so there is an obvious path that leads down there, which goes on to pastures new, but we are heading to the right, back into the village now. I've got a feeling that this fenced area here might actually be part of the manor grounds, potentially. So yeah, this is the manor just here, but it looks like you actually can't see absolutely anything, which is fair enough. It's their privacy. Ah, and here we are. It's the main road, and I can see a graveyard. Usually means there's a church nearby, so let's have a little wander this way. And there she is. Wow, look at that piece of natural beauty. Gorgeous. Wow. These are fabulous, aren't they? These trees, the lanterns, I can imagine that is a gorgeous picture of the lantern in the darkness. Let's go and see if we're open. So this is actually the old Ashpool map, showing you every single orchard that was in or around Ilmington. Beautiful. And apparently in the 1930s, all of the church woodwork was replaced by a Robert Thompson of Kilburn, and his signature was, and still is, a carved mouse. So there are 11 mice apparently carved throughout the church. So try and see if we can get as many as possible. So yeah, if you can spot any of the little carved mice as we go around, any mice. I'm trying to cover all of the wood so that you can see, possibly catch a glimpse. I've got to find at least one, surely. I've spotted one. There's one. See the little mouse? That's a fascinating organ, isn't it? Up there. Oh, that's amazing. Look at that. That's very well hidden. Very well hidden. That's brilliant. So I've only found 2 so far. See anything on there? Chairs. Is there anything on these doors? Is that one? Ah, I think that is one there. There's a little mouse carved into the thing. That is amazing. Oh, I could I'll be here for hours. Tell you what, I'm going to head off, I think, and yeah, if you ever want to play the game of try and find, there's apparently 11 carved mice in here. I probably might have some on camera, you might already see all 11, but definitely seen at least 3 there. There is a cheat sheet apparently as well as you come in, but I don't want to look at it because it will ruin the game, but yeah, amazing. So there is a Virgin Church in Ilmington. Come and play Find the Mice. If there's one. Ah, there is indeed. I thought there might be one on the outside there. So also, I'm not going to look for him now because it's quite an extensive graveyard actually. But Sam Bennett, who I talked about earlier, the guy that played the fiddle for Henry Ford, he's actually buried in the cemetery as well. And his gravestone is actually carved with its own fiddle into it, which I think is a lovely little touch. But yeah, let's make our way back to the van. And there she is, the van. Okay. So yeah, we are. Lovely little village shop up on the left as well, so if you want to pop in there and get a drink. So yeah, what a lovely little place that Ilmington is. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a lovely walk, if not a little steep in places. But yeah, if you enjoy this sort of thing, then check out the rest of the channel, and I will catch you all on the next one. Take care, guys.